Short deck poker has recently taken over the last 2 years in China. Also known as 6 plus holdem, all of the cards lower than 6 are removed from the deck. So you now have 36 cards instead of 52. This completely changes the game with new hand rankings, such as the flush being higher than the full house. And all of the world's top cash game players are mad for it.
Yes, sometime about 2 years ago, a guy that's a pretty nice guy but had lost a bit of money in poker decided to take I think the first time they did it, they took the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the deck. But I don't know, it might have been something like that. And then they ended up with the 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the deck, and that's just become a very big thing in China.
Short deck, it doesn't have 2, 3, 4, 5. You remove them, and flush is bigger than full house. And then the ace can become a 5 for a straight.
I heard about the game a few years ago from Dwan, and he was saying some people in Asia were playing, but the game didn't pick up until maybe a year ago.
But this game, there's going to be so many different boards, different variations. You play based on the player, how they are playing, and you're gonna be able to bluff with no blockers, no draws, just to see a good opportunity to steal it.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot harder than it looks. Even though the game is technically simpler, there's a lot more combinations, or a lot less combinations than in full deck.
So in general, compared to other forms of poker, if you're coming in having played No Limit Hold'em, for example, or Pot Limit Omaha, in general you want to be entering more pots, and the reason why is because the ante structure is such that you're getting such a good price on entering the pot pre-flop. So you'll actually see, if you've played online poker, you're familiar with the term VPIP, which means voluntarily put money into the pot. You'll see players V-pipping a lot higher in short deck, and the reason why is you're just getting such a great price to call pre-flop. Post-flop, equities run very, very close. So you got to pick certain hands to semi-bluff. It's a lot different than No Limit Hold'em, where a lot of times, both players will have nothing. That does not happen in short deck. I mean, everybody always has some part of the board. So betting to protect with marginal pairs isn't really a thing in short deck. In short deck, if you have an up and down straight draw, that's the kind of hand you want to play more aggressively. If you have two pair, you're almost in watch out mode. Two pair is really not as strong of a hand in short deck. So it's really interesting the differences.
The biggest difference I would think is the amounts of all-ins is insane. There's a game that I play in Macau and Hong Kong where I goes all in for maybe 20 hands in a row. But I think it's the right thing to do too. It's just a lot too much action than compared to Hold'em.
I'm in here feeling it out. There's so many spots I have no idea what's happening, but that's the fun part. We're all poker players, and we're trying to. It's like the early days of No Limit Hold'em. We're just trying to figure it out. It makes it fun.
Yeah, things are always changing. There's always little adjustments with the rules, with the games. No Limit Hold'em has been the dominating game, which is, it's still my favorite tournament game, and I think it's gonna stay there. But I think this game is to stay.
So I knew a little bit about it coming in, but really watching the players in this tournament, I think really kind of helped my game. And I'd like to say that if I sat down and played now, I'd be able to hold my own better than before having done the commentary. I mean, certainly when you have the top tier players in the world in the game, like Phil Ivey, Jungleman, when you're watching all of them play, you really pick up on patterns and you see what they're doing, and it takes your game to the next level.
In the normal tournaments, everyone, has the hoodies on, and they're all quiet, and there's a lot of more pressure. But in this game, since everyone knows there's so much luck, I didn't feel any pressure at all. Just play the cards, see what happens.
I never played one hand, but what I watch on TV, it's a very interesting game, and I think it has big potential. I would like to play this game more and to start playing now. So I'm looking forward.
So I think there's still a lot to be figured out. People have a little idea by now how to play short deck and cash games. There's still a lot to be figured out there, but tournaments really, there's a lot people don't know, I think, and so we'll probably all be learning as we go along, and everyone will be testing out their theories.
I just started recently playing short deck within the last year and a half. It's become quickly one of my favorite games.
Well, I mean, there's always, people have been inventing new games, a lot of different versions of different games, limit games, all kind of pot limit games and so on. But this is, I think this game is has the most potential because.
My strategy is to try to guess better than all of my friends, but it's, like I said, it's kind of a test run. It's just total madness. There is definitely a skill element, but the money just flies in. 100 big blinds and no limits, quite a lot of chips. 100 antes could just fly in at any moment.
Maybe the top set is not going to be such a massive deal in this game, and so on. But yeah, so far I like this game. We'll see.
Okay.